We're here to talk about how a 100-year-old rock crushing business goes digital. From Eagle Crusher Company, Daniel Friedman.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Daniel Friedman. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Eagle Crusher. Now, how many here are in the heavy iron manufacturing industry? I know there's a lot. Anybody? All right, not that many. All right, I'll commiserate by myself. Now, we manufacture portable and stationary rock crushing equipment. So our equipment crushes concrete with rebar in it from building demolitions, recycled asphalt from road milling projects, asphalt tear-outs, as well as virgin aggregates. So in essence, our equipment turns big rocks into little rocks. Now, we were founded actually about 109 years ago in about 1915. And we've been making crushing equipment ever since. And the reality is, though, we're actually the baby company of the group. Our other company...
Hold the microphone a little closer.
The other company we've got, they were a well-established entity when they were contracted by the Union Army to make cannon for the Civil War. So they were founded in 1834 and have been manufacturing crushing equipment since then. Now, Eagle Crusher is honestly a technophobic company. Now, we've adapted somewhat. Yes, we use computer-aided design to design our equipment, AutoCAD and the like, but if it was up to the rest of the company, we would still be on the phones, sitting in cubes, taking phone calls, and not engaging customers the way that we honestly have to. Now, one of the associations that we're a member of, and I think somebody's here today, Becca, with the Association of Equipment Manufacturers. Woo! We're the only ones. All right. I sit on a committee, the Construction Equipment Technology Leadership Group. And the reality is that technology is coming for everything. Telematics, autonomy, machine control, sustainability initiatives, all sorts of aspects. And as a smaller manufacturer competing against big multinational companies like Metso, John Deere, Terex, Aztec, you may or not have heard of some of them. You've probably heard of John Deere, that's fine. But autonomous equipment, telematics, all of this data, all of this electronics, all of this control is inevitable. And so we have to adapt to this future. Because otherwise we are going to be swallowed up. Now, our customers, on the other hand, they can still be technophobic. A noted percentage of my customer base doesn't have an email address. If I want to talk to them, I'm going to go to visit their website, or I'm going to go visit their physical site. And if I'm lucky, maybe I can get a hold of them on their landline, or they could pull me up on their Rolodex. That's about it. But with all of this data, with all of this information that is going to be foisted upon the customer and foisted upon us as a manufacturer to comply with, from ISO standards and other like ANSI and other regulatory standards and government contracts that mandate this sort of information, we have to be ready to handle all of that data. But also that comes with it new opportunities. And that's kind of why I'm here. So we have, as of 2 months ago, joined Ecommerce. Woo! So I couldn't tell you much about Shopware because I just have a login and we're getting there. But one of the biggest pain points that we felt was our parts sales department dealing with our dealers constantly calling, saying, hey, what about this part? What part is that? How's it available? You know, is it available? What's its price? What's its unit quantity price? Bulk price? XYZ. And that became the majority of our parts sales team's responsibility when they could be out working with customers to assist them, being proactive. And so we're finally entering the e-commerce world to help allow our dealers to gain that information on their own. Now, eventually, the equipment should be able to order its parts on its own. As the engine says, hey, I'm experiencing certain anomalies on cylinder 4. I need to order a piston ring kit, XYZ, whatever that might be. Start sending it to me before that failure occurs. But we'll get there eventually. That might be a century or two, but we'll get there. We'll get there. And so even for a smaller manufacturer like ourselves, technology is inevitable. The data, the integrations, the warehousing, all that sort of stuff, you cannot escape it. And so it's just something that we have to get over, the technophobia. And slowly and surely, we're getting there. Now, before I end, I'm going to share you a completely different story. That's kind of my lesson that you can all take away. Our equipment, it's big. The smallest plant I make processes 100 tons of material an hour. It weighs about 80,000 pounds and is about 50 feet long. The biggest one I make is 250,000 pounds, processes 1,000 tons of material an hour or more, and is 30 feet tall. This is big stuff. Now, sometimes you've got a quarry site or a processing facility and they've got 50 acres. You can put that stuff anywhere. It really doesn't matter. But I've got job sites right here in Brooklyn, in Queens, New Jersey, all over the country that are operating on postage stamp sized job sites. And I had customers basically say to us, hey, I want to touch this equipment as much as I can before you physically make it, and I spend $5 million on this equipment or whatever. I want to see it. I want to make sure everything fits. I don't completely trust taking out my tape measure and saying, okay, that's 50 feet, that's 70 feet, that's 100 feet. We're good. I want more. Our sales staff, our dealers and the like, they all agreed that this would be a great piece of technology to be able to have. And so we found the Microsoft HoloLens. Does anyone remember the HoloLens? Anyone heard of it? Woo! A couple of hands. It was a big AR headset. And coupled with some additional technologies, we were able to take our plant drawings, turn them into full-scale 3D renders, upload that into the HoloLens, and be able to place that equipment on site with conveyors to move materials, loaders, flow diagrams, how trucks and stuff were going to move around. And so you could say, okay, this is going to fit on my property. I am excited. This is going to work. Let's sign that multi-million-dollar contract. Let's get this equipment. So we get the HoloLens. I get engineers on staff to work through all of our different products, get them into 3D renders, get them into the HoloLens. And I announced this product and this technology to our sales staff, to our dealers, to the customers. And they all said, no thanks, in further thought. And so for maintaining it a couple of years, we finally sunsetted this program after spending tens of thousands of dollars to solve a customer need that we were told existed. And so at the end of the day, I want you to take away from all of this that it's okay to fail. Technology can be on the cutting edge, it can be new, it can sound great, and sometimes it's just not going to work out. It sucks, I know, but you're going to be able to take that educational lesson from it and go, okay, it didn't work out. I learned a little bit of something from it. I saw a new technology. Maybe it will help me next time. And so don't be afraid to fail. Thank you very much.